Good evening, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to Soul Work. I'm your host, Jeni Cousins. We appreciate each and every one of you that tunes in with us every week on Shaw TV. And I appreciate all of the crew at Shaw TV also. Couldn't be here without all of you. And on tonight's show, there is a guest that I have booked, and I'm very excited about having Tracy on the show. And my guest tonight is Tracy Gawley. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yay! So thank you, Tracy, for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Jeni. Pleasure to be here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I could talk to Tracy for a long time, by the way.
Yeah.
Now,
squeeze it all in.
Yes, absolutely. Now, Tracy does chanting.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of chanting myself. I've been chanting for years. And can you tell us a bit about the kind of work that you do?
Sure. So myself, along with two other musicians, Lisa Wellis-Chuck and Fiona McGinn, we lead different types of chant events throughout Calgary. So that might be something like leading a chant circle, or we might be singing live for a yoga class, or sometimes people who are having different types of spiritual events, having different like drumming and chanting and meditation, we might come and be a part of a collaborative experience. And we've also, like just recently, been asked to sing at somebody's wedding.
Oh,
so it's kind of everything and anything. I've had a few students, yoga students over the years, who've passed away, and we've actually been invited to come and chant at the end of life to kind of create a sacred space. So kind of anywhere you can imagine that chant can be of benefit, we kind of come and do that.
It is, actually.
Yeah. And then through my business, Tracy's Vision, I also promote and organize chant concerts for touring chant artists. So people like David Pramal comes to town, and I organize that. Or Sanam Kaur.
Yes.
I just recently had Narinjan Kaur here last weekend for a workshop and concert. She's from Vancouver.
Yes, and I miss that, and I want it to go. I really want it to go to that.
Yeah, it was a beautiful concert.
Oh, it just really lifts you to a different vibration, I find.
Yeah.
You know, I've chanted myself for years, and it's so, you know, healing. Gives me so much more clarity.
Yeah. Especially when you're in the group experience, like at a concert like that, when you have 100 people, or like a David Pramal concert where you have 1,200 or 1,700 people gathered, and you begin chanting together. It's such a unity experience. Yeah.
Because I saw Diva a few years back, and it just, the vibration of the church just, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I had a problem sleeping that night because my vibration was so high. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And for people who haven't experienced it before too, to go from that kind of, you know, to experience the polarity, like I kind of chant all the time, so the experience isn't probably quite as heightened as it used to be, like the difference. But if you've never had this experience before, and then you go into a concert like that, it's kind of like a night and day experience. You feel what the difference is right away.
Yeah, you would. It's a life-changing experience, really, especially in concert. You know, just it really takes you to a whole level of, you know, vibration and clarity in that. And I wanted, before I forget here, I wanted to show the viewers. Tracy has a chanting CD, and this is called Merged, a Morning Sadhana? Sadhana.
Yeah, sadhana means daily spiritual practice. So in Kundalini Yoga, we have a certain amount of mantras that we chant in the morning, or that we're invited to chant in the morning. And this is a CD that has those. And the musical version, like the music is mine, but the actual chants, of course, were set out by Yogi Bhajan, who is the master of Kundalini Yoga.
Oh, I love Yogi Bhajan. Yes, I really do. I love all of it. I love all the chanting, snatting and everything. Absolutely. I'd recommend Tracy's CD, by the way. How would they get your CD?
You could contact me through my email or go on my website, and I've got prompts on there for how to purchase it.
Absolutely.
As a download or as a hard copy.
Oh, I'd have to buy it. Tracy has gifted me it, so
no need to buy it.
I got lucky. I'm all excited now. So for those, let's say, who are unfamiliar with chanting, can you explain what you mean by chanting or sacred song?
Yeah. I find a lot of people get somewhat confused about that. They kind of conjure up ideas of we're going to sit in a room and we're going to be going om, om, om for an hour and a half, which is not the case at all. When I say chanting, really what I'm talking about there is that we're going to repeat a mantra over and over again, or we're going to repeat a two-phrase song, some type of positive affirmation, but we're going to have an appealing and beautiful melody that goes with it, and it's going to be a singing experience. So a lot of people who haven't been to a chant event before, a chant circle or concert, they're thinking we're just kind of doing that monotone chanting, and they're thinking, well, that's not too interesting.
Right.
But actually, it ends up being a very heart-opening experience.
It is.
As you begin to sing, and the whole audience begins to sing with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is actually, because it's not like just singing a song.
No.
You know, the mantras, it really works. So if you're in need of like a healing or need to balance up or anything, it's amazing. It's extraordinary.
Yeah. Like for the most part, the group that I chant with, we usually use pretty much mantra all the time. Every once in a while we do a little bit of English verse. But with the mantras, really they're a code for wellness and health. So we have 84 meridian points on the roof of our mouth, energy meridian points, and as our tongue hits the roof of our mouth, it's like our fingers on a computer keyboard or a piano keyboard, and we're tapping out a code that then sends a message to your nervous system and glandular system and the chemistry of your brain, and changes you at the physiological level and at the emotional level and the mental level and the physical, the energy level. So it has all these effects going on. And each mantra can produce a particular kind of state of being.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it invokes that within you. Sometimes, you know, you have to chant it for a while and really
it's like
practice
meditation.
a bit. Yeah, it takes a bit of practice to get the full effect. They say it takes about 100,000 repetitions of a mantra to really master it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you can practice a mantra for 1,000 days, usually for about 10 minutes, and that usually works out to be about 100,000 repetitions.
Oh, because Jay Utah, I like him too.
Yeah.
I like all the curtain music.
Yeah.
He was mentioning something like that. And
Yeah.
and I'm like, wow, that's extraordinary.
Yeah. I did a practice once of 1,000 days, and my life changed quite a bit drastically after I finished it.
Oh,
yeah. I did a mantra to remove obstacles in my life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to know about that one.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. So what drew you to your work, to the chanting and everything?
Back in '99, I started teaching Kundalini Yoga, and it's a type of yoga that has a lot of mantra involved in it. After the deep relaxation, there's always a period of about an 11-minute mantra meditation. And I had gone away to a yogic event, a summer solstice event, 1,000 yogis there doing yoga and meditation. And one of the practices we did was an early morning yoga, and then followed by an hour of sung meditations.
Right.
And I had the pleasure of experiencing Sonattam Kaur leading that. We've talked about Sonattam Kaur.
I love her.
She's an absolutely beautiful, world-renowned chant artist. She's been Grammy nominated in the New Age category.
Oh, yes.
And she happened to be leading the mantras that morning. And I didn't have much experience with it at that point, with the mantras. And the moment she started to sing, it was like my heart just literally broke open. And I had this experience. It was almost like an arrow of the most like divine sweetness just burst into my heart and broke it open. And I was moved in a way that I had never been before in my life. And from that moment on, I really felt the power in the mantras, and I was like, ooh, I got to go home and do more of this. So I actually went home and started a chant band. Started taking, well, first I had to take music lessons, singing lessons and guitar lessons, because I didn't play anything and I didn't sing, but I happened to have other friends who were very skilled in that area. So we began a chant band at that time. And and I kind of followed Sonattam around as a little groupie for a long time, going to her different concerts and just having that experience and that elevated.
Yeah, I love Sonattam Kaur.
Yeah.
I just really adore her. I have all of her CDs.
Me too.
Yeah. I was living in the house so I could easily chant, but now I'm not in the apartment. It's a little different.
Yeah.
So I'm in my truck driving and and doing the chanting, and I was
I
at a
do a lot in the car,
stoplight, and one guy was kind of looking at me before, and I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
I was almost going to say, jump in, but
Yeah.
no, I wouldn't do that. So I know that you also teach workshops too.
Yeah, we have a workshop coming up on May 31st at the Yoga Studio North.
Okay.
It's called Opening Your Heart Through Yoga, Mantra, and Sound. And we'll be singing live mantra music throughout the yoga, and then working with sound after that with the participants, and introducing people to using this as a practice.
Oh, wow. So if somebody wanted to reach you and join a class or a workshop or contact you, what's the best way for them
you
to do that?
You can go to my website, or you can contact me at tracy@tracysvision.com. That's my email.
And what's your website?
www.tracysvision.com.
Excellent, excellent. Well, our 10-minute interview here goes so quickly, everybody. And Tracy is staying the full show. So if any of you have any questions on chanting or music or anything, please give us a call. Tracy will certainly help you along. And the phone number 403-539-6710. We'll be taking calls right after this short commercial break. Hang in there, Calgary.
You fill up my senses, come fill me again.
Fruits and veggies. They come in all shapes and sizes and add color and goodness to every meal and snack. So whenever you eat, include fruits and veggies and mix it up. For information and recipe ideas, visit fruitsandveggies.ca.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is Soul Work, and I'm your host, Jeni Cousins, for those of you who are just tuning in now. And we are taking calls as of now, and that phone number is 403-539-6710. And my guest on today's show is Tracy Gawley, and we're talking about chanting. And Tracy teaches workshops, and I just wanted to touch bases more about your workshops, and if you could explain to the viewers, you know, what the workshops are about and what they, you know, they do in that, because I'm very interested in that.
Sure. So I was saying earlier that in Kundalini Yoga we use a lot of mantra. Often we'll be playing mantra music throughout the class while we're doing the postures, and then also there'll be an 11-minute mantra at the end. So when we work with a yoga instructor, Megan McGovern is the yoga instructor we're working with. She'll be teaching the class, and then Lisa Wallace, Chuck, and I will be singing in the background of mantra music, and we'll be kind of feeding off the energy of the class.
Right.
You know, bringing it up when they need a little more energy, bringing it down, and we'll be kind of having that communication with them. And then we'll, after the yoga, then we'll kind of switch around and we'll start talking more about mantra, the basics of it, helping people to really tune into how they can deepen that practice, and then we'll be chanting mantras together.
And I bet you the room just really, you know, just really lights up from that. And and that workshop is on the 31st.
It's on May 31st, from 3 till 5 o'clock at the Yoga Studio North. And then on June 14th at the Yoga Studio North, we're doing an evening, 6 to 7:30 on a Sunday evening. Lisa Wallace, Chuck, and I again. And we'll be doing something called Healing Through Sound and Mantra.
That would be really good.
There we go a little bit deeper into it.
I'm seeing a healing CD you're putting out.
I've got one going in the cooker in my mind. Well, actually, we're preparing a healing mantra that we're going to put on CD for the workshop to give something to people to take home and use as a tool.
Absolutely, absolutely, because there's so many people that, you know, if they're not really even familiar with chanting, even a little healing, you know, CD like that, those are phenomenal.
Because with the workshop, we want to give people little bits and bites that they can take home and incorporate into their daily lives. Even if you're not going to do it all, just, okay, here's 10 minutes or 3 minutes of something that you can practice. And chanting is such a simple, accessible way to really connect with your soul.
Do you do one-on-one? Like if somebody says, you know, I want to learn how to chant, do you do one-on-one sessions at all, or?
I haven't typically. I mean, I'm open to it, but I haven't typically. Mostly people come to our chant circles if they're interested in it. And, you know, I kind of guide people through, you know, at the evening, giving little pieces of instruction and whatnot as we go. And so usually you can kind of get what you're looking for in one of the chant evenings.
So anybody can do their chanting.
Yeah, and it's not about singing well.
No.
So if you don't sing well, it's okay. It's not about necessarily being in tune. It's about really opening your heart, singing from your heart.
Yes, absolutely. It's wonderful. I love your little mala too.
Oh, thank you.
It's beautiful. And we do have a caller, by the way.
Okay.
And just another reminder that Tracy will also, you know, be taking calls if it has anything to do with chanting or music or anything. And our first caller is Jagrup. I might be pronouncing that wrong. Jagrup?
Probably.
Jagrup, yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Jagrup?
Yes.
You have a question?
Yes, I want to know about my son.
Okay. What can you?
His education and about his work.
Yeah. How old is he now?
He's 25.
What's his first name?
His first name is Ravinder.
Okay. He's going to be fine, right? I mean, what the most important thing that you have to do, I know you're concerned, of course, as a mother and everything like that. You know, you have to let him follow his path of what he truly, you know, wants to do for himself. If we try to put any force that you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer, you have to be an engineer, or just, you know, different things like that, you're going to find that, you know, he might start to kind of come down a little bit, and he's not going to put as much effort into it. But I really feel that he's going to do really, really well. It's almost like I'm seeing him doing a couple of different things. He might be drawn to one type of career, but he might add on something else with it. What's he studying now?
Engineering.
Yeah. So his engineering even really could even take him on to even other studies and parts of the engineering aspect of it. And he very well could even do some traveling with a company. I see him getting a job at a company, and they could even offer him a different position to do even some traveling with it for some reason. Okay. So he's fine.
All right, thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. See now, Tracy, you can pronounce the name so well tonight.
Yeah. I thought we were going to have a chanting question because it was an Indian name.
Oh, no, it's exactly what I thought. Chanting questions, people. Yeah. No. But no, absolutely, because my words were stuttering kind of blah, blah earlier. Tracy just, no problem. So I'll try to say something, then Tracy will end the sentence for me, or she'll properly, you know, give the name out properly. So it's really good. And we do have another caller also. And this is John. Hello?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, John.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
So I'm just trying to find out sort of everything. I seem to be stalled in everything I'm doing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I was doing a whole bunch of like the New Age stuff, and everything seemed to be flowing for a little while.
Right.
And now it seems to be everything that I'm trying for seems to be a door closes.
Right. You got to hang in there, because, I mean, like the bottom line, when things are flowing, I mean, even Tracy, of course, when things are flowing, we're on the right path, we're on the right track. Yeah. Right?
Yes. So that's what I'm saying is, like, I took some classes, and literally it was just I wasn't able to finish them due to everything else coming in.
Yeah, when you're putting your energy right into that, and that's your full intention, you'll find that things will really flow. But whenever we do get distractions, then we send different messages to the universe, to spirit. So then they kind of sit back and like, what do you want to do with that now? And I think things are going to prove for you within the next 3 months. How old are you now, can I ask?
Yeah, 50.
Oh, that makes sense. So within the next 52 to 57 is a new cycle for you. So you're going to find from, especially when you get closer to 51, that a whole new doorway is going to open up for you with opportunity, right? So I know you might have kind of put your spiritual stuff aside and then really balance things out, you know, with other opportunities, careers type thing, which you have to, because it's all about balance.
Right.
Right. But again, even doing mantras in the morning, you know, you must do your mantras in the morning, Tracy.
Yeah.
Yes, it really makes a huge difference if you do that. It really does.
Okay, sort of focusing the intent.
Something else that I might add.
Yes.
Okay. Something else that I might add is that to recognize that every time you put an intention out into the universe, so you're going to classes and trying to do some self-development, every time you put an intention out, there's always going to be resistance that comes up. Yes. So often people think that, oh, I tried this and now something's in my way and that I shouldn't keep going. And really what it's telling you is that, oh, this is some feedback from the universe and I might need to slightly tweak my intention out into a different direction. Yes. Like a particular feeling arises, I'm going, oh, okay, I might have that kind of congealed emotion. So my intention now has to become, I need to release this kind of, you know, maybe it's fear or anger. Yes. And it's a matter of following the thread. Yes. Rather than letting yourself get stuck and blocked. Yeah.
Wow, that's okay. That's exciting.
That's exactly.
That's good news. So you're on the right path when you start getting the roadblocks, because it's telling you where your blocks are, literally, and what it is that you can work with to move through it.
That's exactly. That's exactly right. Exactly right,
so what
John.
would be the difference between like the Kundalini yoga and just the meditation stuff? Do you need to do the yoga as well? Or?
Well, what yoga is good for is preparing your body so that you can sit in stillness. So if you're able to sit in stillness and meditate, you might not necessarily need yoga, but the yoga can get you to that place so that you can begin to become still and go into meditation. Sometimes people find chanting mantras is easier than silent meditation because you're doing something while you do it.
Yes, and then when the more our mind gets cluttered, the more alone time we truly need. Right? So that's when you're going to hear more signs. That's when you're going to hear more messages coming in. Because I chant every day myself, have for years, meditations as well. And that's when I get more clarity about certain things, decisions to make about certain things. Because you hear that little voice and then you get guided. And it's doing those positive mantras every day and then doors start opening for you. Yeah. Absolutely. So you perfectly said that.
Because the mantra, what happens is that it opens space within you. Your mind begins to recede into the back, and then there's room for wisdom and knowledge and all that to start coming in, and for your intuitiveness to come forward.
Absolutely. Yeah. You've got to balance the mind and the heart.
Thank you very much.
Yes. You're welcome, John. Thank you for calling. That's wonderful. See?
I thought I'd have nothing to add.
You're welcome. I couldn't have said that any better. I'm serious. That was excellent. And we
thank you.
You're welcome, Thanks, John. And we do have another caller also, by the way, and this is Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
Bobby, you have a question for Tracy and I.
Yes, I do. I actually had talked to you a couple of weeks ago about getting a new lawyer. I just met with a new lawyer this morning. Nothing's been signed officially, but is this the right guy?
What's his first name?
His name is Ross.
He is better than your last lawyer.
Much better.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why it's like I don't remember any of the past calls really.
Yes,
but no, this one feels much more better for you, and you know it's all about standing your ground, and you know the lawyer of course is going to do his thing, but you also have to say this needs to be done by this time frame, right? So I feel that things are going to move up a little bit better. I'm hearing the name Chris coming in.
Sorry, say that again?
Chris. The name Chris. I don't know why I'm getting that around you for some reason. It's C-H-R-I-S.
No idea.
Okay, so don't go looking for that, but there's going to be a little bit more with that name. But your lawyer, absolutely, it's staying on that. You did make the right shift.
Okay. I mean, it hasn't been official yet. Like, I just met with him. There's some stuff I need to do before he's even willing to consider taking me.
Yes. Yes. No, it's good. But that's the thing. It's about taking that first step forward and making the move with the intention And whenever you do that, this is exactly what happened. So,
Yeah.
you know, you're definitely on the right track.
Okay. You had warned me about going into May with this. Unfortunately, I'm still trying to do this.
It's
what
okay.
Can I do to?
It's okay because you're on it right now.
Okay.
Right, you start the intention and right now, because we have Mercury retrograde also, so you'll start to see more action coming during the retrograde and everything with this. So this is perfect timing with everything, because action will start. You'll see some type of action improvement and things starting to really get a little bit more focused and done.
Yeah, I have no doubt with him.
Yes. So you're okay, Bobby.
Okay, I'm just stressed out.
I know, I can feel it, I can hear it. You should be doing mantras, Tracy. You know, you should.
No, actually,
you
yeah,
should.
that actually was in my mind the last couple of days here.
Yes, you should really. Tracy CD, merged morning
Sadhana.
sadhana.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend these because, doing the chanting it's amazing. It really is.
Okay.
You know, for years
And just a simple way to use it is just to set an intention, because I assume you're going to court because you're having some type of legal issue. And to recognize whenever you have something like that coming up, recognize what is arising within you. There will be particular emotions and mental reactions, thoughts, beliefs. Whenever you become aware of that, you can set the intention to let it go and then chant a mantra for 10 minutes. And then things will begin shifting too. So it's good to be kind of working on the whole psychological aspect of what's going on, because it's just not a legal battle. It's there's something going on inside of you as well that's being manifested. So you can work with it consciously in that way.
Yes.
And chanting is one way to work with it.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
You know, because I always take a negative situation and always turn it into a positive, regardless of what. And the higher the challenge, the more difficult a situation is. You know, I'll take that and I'll turn it into a positive also.
Yeah, it's always just feedback. And we
Yes.
meet the feedback and then we respond. Meet the feedback and respond. And we
Yeah.
process through whatever it is that's going on for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. Completely, really big difference. So, anybody out there who is going through any, challenges, we all are in our own way with something, you got to go in your own comfort zone of what feels right for you, but we can't run from things. We have to resolve it. We have to resolve it from within.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, alone time, releasing, because what we don't, resolve, it stays with us forever.
What we resist persists.
No, absolutely. Some people say you can just have a healing and it disappears. No. You have to resolve it within, and you can also get the healing done at the same time to help move that process.
There's always a process.
Oh, yes. Even in mantras, I find chanting and that, your body just feels a shift.
Yeah.
So if I'm feeling something going on, I start chanting, it's gone.
Because you might be chanting and feel an elevated state, but then recognize, so whatever was not in alignment with that state is now going to come up in my consciousness. So you might feel horrible, like angry the rest of the day. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
That's it coming up and it's coming out. Just let it come out.
It is. And it really works. I highly recommend it. Especially going through anything with lawyers and legal fees. It can get crazy. I used to work at a law firm part-time. So I know. But I'm getting the wrap-up sign already.
Okay.
And I appreciate you calling in, Bobby, and good luck to you.
Thanks, Bobby.
And I want to thank my guest, Tracy Gawley.
My pleasure.
For tonight. You did excellent.
Thank you.
And I'm your host, Jeni Cousins. This is Shaw TV. See you live next Wednesday night. Thank you all for tuning in.